ToRaH Guardian, speaking the absolute truth. ToRaH Nation.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yashar and Yahudah. Grafted in Gentiles into the body of YAHUSHA. All praise to Yahudah, Lord. And YAHUSHA for the witness. The RUACH, the water and the blood. I thank Yahudah for righteousness through Amunah. I thank you, Yahudah, for having dealt to every man the measure of Amunah. I thank Yahudah that I understand that without Amunah, there is nothing that I can do to please you. Without Amunah, there is absolutely nothing that I can do to please you. Without Amunah in the faith, without Amunah in the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, I could never be his. I could never be a son or a daughter. I could never be a part of the kingdom of Yahudah. Without Amunah in Yahuwah's ToRaH, his word made flesh, I would never be righteous. But in this witness, in Amunah, I am the righteous. My righteousness is in the atoning blood of Yahushua HaMashiach and obedience unto ToRaH. Righteousness, Yahuwah's righteousness in Amunah comes through faith in Hamashiach Yahusha's witness. Righteousness is the product. Righteousness is the product that comes by way of an atonement. Without an atonement, there is no righteousness. Without an atonement, there is no rightness with Yahudah. Without an atonement, we are yet in our sins. Without an atonement, we are yet sinners. The atonement process has always been in effect since Adam and Eva sinned. Yahudah has always determined that without the shedding of blood, there will not be an atonement. Without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sins. Without the shedding of blood, there is no rightness with him. Sin is a transgression of ToRaH. ToRaH's transgression demands justice. Demands justice. And the only way that Yahuwah's justice is satisfied is through blood. Through an atonement. The only way that will ever be made right with Yahudah is through an atonement. This atonement is Yahuwah's way of bringing us back into right relationship, into fellowship with him. Without it, there is no fellowship. Right? When Yahudah declares that if my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray and seek his face and turn from his wicked ways, that he would hear from the Shamaim and forgive their sins and heal their lands. Yahudah was talking about forgiveness that comes through an atonement, right? He's talking about a people that recognize that they are in need of atonement because they have violated, they have transgressed, they have done that which is evil in the sight of Yahuwah. And that which is evil in the sight of Yahuwah is a violation of his Torah. To violate Torah in any way, right, requires an atonement. Our forefathers understood that there was a time every year that there was an atonement for the sins of the people, right? And that atonement brought a restoration. If that family, if that man presented that lamb to that high priest, and that high priest took that lamb and offered up its blood as an atonement, if Yahuwah was pleased with that lamb, then that man, that woman, that family would be brought under an atonement, and that atonement would make them right with Yahuwah, right? That rightness with Yahuwah under the atonement of goats and lambs and turtle doves and oxen and bullocks, all of those things were temporary solutions, right? Man could not be redeemed, right, by the blood of goats and lambs. Man had to be redeemed through the blood of a kinsman redeemer. YAHUSHA HaMashiach was that kinsman redeemer that put himself in the place of an offering, a sin offering. And that sin offering brought us into right relationship with Yahuwah. And because we've received this sacrifice, this atonement in Amunah, in faith, then Yahuwah rewards us by our faith, our Amunah, and grants us righteousness. Righteousness. We used to say in the Christian church, righteousness is right standings, right? Yahuwah puts us right before him. Now, this rightness is made complete in us, not with just the blood only, but the blood, the water, and the RUACH HaKodesh. Because the RUACH HaKodesh, in and of itself, is Yahuwah's RUACH, his spirit in us. That is the new birth. That is the new heart. That is him taking us from the kingdom of darkness in a place where we could not atone, right? Could not atone. Our priest had become so diabolical, right, that their office was stripped, was removed, faded away. To restore a people, he had to provide an adequate sacrifice that would meet the demands for the sins of man. And that required a kinsman redeemer. Yahuwah had no pleasure in all of these lambs and these goats, these innocent animals that blood was shed. He had no pleasure in that. He knew that that alone would not suffice. That alone would not suffice. He had to, in his long-range plan, establish a method that would bring back, rebirth, reintroduce, reestablish a nation, a people. And this people's status in Yahuwah's kingdom would hinge upon their receiving his witness, his word, his Torah made flesh, Yahushua HaMashiach, our kinsman redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lamb of Yahudah that taketh away the sins of the world. That was Yahuwah's method by which he brought a people back to a place where they could be in his kingdom. They could literally be removed from a kingdom that is evil and wicked, Hasatan, to the kingdom of Yahuwah, which is good, which is righteous, which is of Yahuwah. This kingdom would come as we've received this witness. Yahuwah's plan is salvation through the witness of the atoning blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. And all of those who received in Amunah this method, this process, right? In Amunah, the entire process, the water, the blood, and the RUACH HaKodesh would be made righteous. They would be a part of his kingdom. It would not be a problem for them to keep his ToRaH. It's not a struggle for them to keep his commandments. It's not a struggle for them to walk in righteousness and obedience, because they have his seed in them. There are things that they're going to have to do to allow themselves to be able to endure, remain, continue, and dwell, right? Those things are active things that we do, right? We have to pray in the RUACH. We have to pray with our understanding. We have to fast. We have to read. We have to transform the way we think by the ToRaH which we read. We have to discipline ourselves to say what Yahuwah says. We have to discipline ourselves to say what Yahusha said. We have to discipline ourselves to say ToRaH, right? All of these things work together, right, to develop us in this kingdom. It serves the purpose of keeping us in a place where we can continually live, remain, and dwell, abide in him, Yahushua HaMashiach. Yahushua said, if ye abide in me and my ToRaH abides in you, then you can ask whatever you will, and it will be done for you. In this witness, in being established in him, we have an assuredness. We have a sure ToRaH. We have a sure word that will sustain us and will keep us in righteousness. Right? It's not an arduous thing to serve you. Listen. Tribulations come. Testings come. Right? These things come. What are you doing? These things come to establish us in this witness. These things come to fortify us in this witness. Tribulation works. Trials work. Because by design, they put you in a place where you're going to seek the Most High earnestly. You're going to pray earnestly. You're going to study your ToRaH, right? Because the objective is is that you need to get in this word. You need to begin to speak this word throughout your tribulation in order to have what you say. You need to speak this word in order to change, to facilitate change in tribulation. Tribulation is not the place that you get in and waddle in this tribulation without using what Yahuwah has given to you in the word, in prayer, in fasting, to develop and establish you. Tribulation is not an enemy, it's an ally. Tribulation for the children of Yahuwah, those who are in his kingdom, points to the fact that you are in his kingdom. YAHUSHA said, if I've been through tribulation, I've experienced sufferings, arm yourself likewise. Right? Because he who suffers tribulation in the flesh has ceased from sin. Tribulations come because you have consciously changed your kingdom in Amunah, and you now are in the kingdom of Yahuwah. You now keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, and you don't sin. Righteousness through Amunah and Yahushua HaMashiach. Righteousness in Amunah and Yahushua HaMashiach's witness. Righteousness in Amunah and Yahushua HaMashiach's witness is what Yahuwah has provided for us. You have to, in Amunah, believe this. You have to believe the word of Yahuwah in Amunah. You have to believe that you've been made righteous through Amunah in the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. These are things that you have to believe. You have to be convinced of this. You have to be fully persuaded. Amunah and the witness and the atonement and the water and the blood and in the RUACH HaKodesh. Because you've been made righteous. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, you've been made righteous. If you were born again of the water of the RUACH HaKodesh, you have been made righteous. I think it's a travesty that in this in the kingdom of Yahuwah and those that Yahuwah has called to deliver his word, it's sad how many people who have received this witness don't operate, don't live in, don't conduct their lives in Amunah, in what Yahuwah's word says, in everything. In everything. In everything. And I think this is a flaw to leadership, because leadership is not teaching people Amunah in everything. You have to understand that righteousness is a place that we have in Amunah, in the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. Right? I ain't going to work my way to righteousness. I'm not going to be righteous because I keep doing these things. I'm righteous because I have Amunah and the atoning blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Right? That discipline that comes fortifies my Amunah and the witness of Yahuwah. righteousness. I'm righteous because Yahuwah's made me righteous. I'm righteous because I believe in Amunah, in the word of Yahuwah. I believe that now I'm the son of Yahuwah. I believe that though not yet appear what I shall be, but I know that when he shall appear, I shall be like him, for I shall see him as he is. That's my Amunah. I believe that word. I believe that Amunah, when Yahusha said, and these signs shall follow them that have Amunah. I believe that for me. I believe that for me, because I'm the righteous seed of Yahuwah. Because I've been born again of the water of the RUACH HaKodesh. I've been translated from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of his dear son. I believe that with this comes righteous power, supernatural authority to do the things that Yahuwah has called to be done. I believe this. I live this. I walk this. I talk this. I breathe this because this is my life. This is my life. Does tribulation come to test it? Yes. But I've overcome already every tribulation. In Amunah, in the word, in the spiritual discipline, I've already overcome. In Amunah, I've overcome. I've overcome by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, my kinsman redeemer. I've overcome by the ToRaH of my testimony. I've overcome because I don't love my life unto death. I overcome because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I've overcome because of what he has done in me and for me. I've overcome. I'm righteous because of what he's done. And I have believed the report of Yahuwah. I believe the report. I believe that I've been made righteous. I believe that I am the righteous seed. I believe in me dwelleth Yahuwah, Yahusha, the RUACH HaKodesh. I believe they coexist as one. I believe this. I believe when Yahusha says, I and the Father are going to come and take up our residency in you, are going to dwell in you. I believe this. I don't stagger at that. My Amunah says that has occurred. My Amunah says that I am Yahuwah's son of righteousness. My Amunah says that I have received exceeding your great power. My Amunah says I call things that be not as though they were. My Amunah is because I've been made righteous. In Amunah, I have been made righteous in Amunah. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen to the word. Hear the word of Yahuwah. Our righteousness has everything to do with our Amunah and Yahushua HaMashiach. You should not be wavering, tossed about and driven in Amunah concerning anything that Yahuwah has said in reference to you and Yeshua. You should not be wavering in anything concerning what Yahuwah has said in his ToRaH in reference to you in Amunah, what Yahusha has said as a ToRaH in his Besorah. Should not be wavering. We waver when we're not strengthened, when we don't fast, when we don't pray, when we don't read Yahuwah's ToRaH and Besorah. We waver. We waver. But when you live that ToRaH, when you walk that ToRaH, when you confess deny your flesh, when you deny the appetites and desires of your flesh, and I'm not talking about sinful desires. I'm talking about desires that the body has that are necessary to it, that's an integral part of it, that you deny in order to bring it under the control of, or a greater dominion of, what's in Yahushua HaMashiach in his witness. When you do this, you are strengthened. When you do this, you recognize that tribulations come, but you've overcome. You recognize that Yahuwah can turn a situation around. You recognize in the face of Hasatan telling you that he's going to kill you and take your life, and you tell him, no, you can't, because I belong to Yahuwah, and I believe this in Amunah, and though he attempts to do it, Yahuwah still comes through. Yeah, no, you can't kill me. I belong to Yahuwah. I'm under a total different kingdom. I'm under a total different dominion. Total different kingdom. Total different dominion. I serve Yahuwah alone and him only. I have been born again of the water and the RUACH HaKodesh. I am a son of Yahuwah alone. And the Yahuwah will restore everything. Listen. I don't know if I said this right. After I had my motorcycle accident, I totaled my motorcycle. But I didn't care anything. I wasn't concerned about any of that. Because I wasn't. Because I know Yahuwah had called me to do what I did. And I know that Yahuwah was with me. I know Yahuwah's grace was with me. I know that I'm a son of Yahuwah. And if Yahuwah takes something away, he'll restore it. If Yahuwah allows something to be removed, he will restore it. I totaled that motorcycle. Insurance company told me, they said, well, the accident is probably, they may not cover it because you weren't struck or hit, but because, it was driver's error. It was driver's error. It was Hasatan's trying to kill me, but they couldn't understand that. So I said, well, I'm not worried about that because I know the Most High is going to do everything I need him to do. So the Most High made them give me more than I paid for the bike. See, my confession of ToRaH, my faith, my Amunah in who I am and whose I am, dictates everything that I say and do. You. I still have places to go. I still have people yet to see. I truly want to be in a position to where I can go and deliver a word and set captives free and lay hands on people and see them healed and delivered. And I want to cast out devils. I want to do the work. Yahuwah knows that I'm going to do the work. So Yahuwah's gonna replace my motorcycle. Because I have Amunah, and because he's a restorer. There is nothing that Yahuwah will not restore. The fact that Yahuwah's, my confession in the ToRaH of Yahuwah, Tahasatan, the test came. The tribulation presented itself. But I came out. Everything that needed to be done, Yahuwah did it like clockwork because I was his. I was Yahuwah's. I belong to Yahuwah alone. I am a son of Yahuwah alone. I am a son of righteousness. I am a son of the ToRaH. And you know, in the event that I sin, I can go to Yahuwah and confess my sin and know that he's faithful and just to forgive me and cleanse me. Not because I have a desire to perpetually sin, because that's not my nature now. But if I do sin, there's a provision in this atonement that Yahusha has established that works for me forever. Make no mistake about it, there's a difference between you being perpetually driven to sin against Yahuwah and violate ToRaH. Then the question is, have you ever been born again? But if you've been born again of the water and of the RUACH HaKodesh, and you have his witness on the inside of you, right? Right? And if you sin or you do something that violates ToRaH, you can have this advocate, Yahushua HaMashiach, that's with Abba, that will stand in for you and intercede for you and bring you to a place of restoration and atonement that has been made available for you. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, listen, this righteousness is a righteousness of Amunah. And this righteousness is real. This is real. And this righteousness and this witness of Yahushua HaMashiach is going to establish you until the end. This righteous position is going to establish you until the end. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, hear the word of Yahuwah. Hear the word of Yahuwah. Hear the word of Yahuwah. Righteousness and Amunah and the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. Hear the word of Yahuwah. Hear the word of Yahuwah. There's righteousness in the word of Yahuwah. In Amunah. And Yahushua HaMashiach's witness. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, I hope this word blessed you. No, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I declare this word to be a blessing to you. I ain't hoping anything. I'm declaring this word to be a blessing to you. I'm declaring that the word of Yahuwah goes out and it does not return void. I'm declaring that it accomplishes everything that Yahuwah in Amunah, having taken the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue, has delivered to you. I'm declaring that it will not return unto him void. but that it will accomplish that which it was sent forth to accomplish. So, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, Abba Yahuwah, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer, man of Yah, woman of Yah, walk in the blessings of Yahuwah. Understand the established righteousness that you are in Yahushua HaMashiach's witness. You born again of the water and of the RUACH HaKodesh, then you are his. You are sons and daughters. Right? You are not in the kingdom of Hasatan. You're not a slave to sin. Sin does not have dominion over you because the dominion of Hasatan is no longer over you. You have been translated from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of his dear son. Walk in it. With that I say, shalom, 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 and be blessed.
ToRaH Guardian, speaking the absolute truth. ToRaH Nation.